How you guys doing? It's your boy Chef Almond from Cater Delight. You're now joining me in the kitchen, about to make some really good eggplant parm. Alright, let me just guide you guys through the ingredients. Eggplant, of course. Nice eggplant. Fresh mozzarella. And I'm gonna show you guys how to make these jar tomato sauce into this nice homemade Italian sauce. We have our Parmesan cheese mixed with mozzarella cheese to give it that nice flavor and that zing. Of course, we're gonna need some oil so we can kind of brown these eggplants. We have our flour and we have our breadcrumb. All right, so let's get cooking. So our first step in making this really delicious eggplant parm is starting with the sauce, because the sauce is really the base of it, where you have to have that nice flavorful ingredient. So as I said, we're using these jar sauces, and it's a little bit hard to open. All right, so we're gonna pour these in. We're gonna make just enough, kind of. So maybe around 1.5 for me, knowing that I have around 4 eggplants. All right. So I got this going. I'm gonna put it on low and have it cook in the meanwhile. Okay. I'm gonna add some parsley, probably around a teaspoon. I'm gonna add some oregano. For a little spice, I like to add a little spice to my sauce, so I add a little bit of crushed red pepper. A little salt. Watch this. Y'all know this lady, right? Mrs. Dash. So our next thing we want to move on to is our eggplant. All right? Now, for some people, depending on what you're doing with the eggplant, they'll leave the skin on. For me, I prefer to take it off because it does give it that chewy texture at the end. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the eggplant, right? We're gonna cut this off, cut the top, and cut the bottom. And you kind of leave it so that it's sturdy and it won't go anywhere. What you can do, and you can do this with pineapple as well, you can take it, you could do this, put it all the way down, and you can keep going around. Or, if this is easier for you, you can use a peeler. And just keep going. Okay. So our eggplant is all cleaned out and ready to go. Our next step was to slice these eggplant. Probably around 1/4 inch thick. So probably around, you want to do that. You want to get each and every one of them around the same size. So our next process is actually getting our eggplant ready and getting it in the pan, coating it with that right amount of flavor and seasoning and breadcrumb and everything. All right, so here we're doing a 3-part process, right? Which we have flour, so I added some salt and pepper to it. Even though it doesn't make a difference within the recipe, it's just gonna be like a coating, I still want a little flavor on here. All right, so we have our flour, we have a little egg wash or beaten eggs, and we have our breadcrumb. And what I did with this breadcrumb, I added some more Mrs. Dash to this. because I love everything to be flavorful. I added some more oregano on this because I love flavor, and some more parsley. All right, so now everything is how we need it to be. We're gonna start the process. We take our eggplant, we dip it in the flour, and like I said, this is a 3-part process. Make sure you get everything shaken off. You dip it in the egg, and right into the breadcrumb you go. We have a pan over here which will be lining every single one of them up. So we got all our eggplant all coated in flour and parmesan and breadcrumb and everything. They're very nice and they're ready to go. We got our oil here around 350 degrees, and it's been going for a little bit. It's definitely ready. 375 degrees or 350, you'll be great. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, we're gonna drop it in. And you know it's ready because you're seeing these little bubbles around it. We're gonna leave it there until it's like golden brown. Been going for around 5 minutes on one side, all right? We're gonna flip them over to try to get that perfect golden brown color that we're looking for. Let's see. All right, so that's what we're looking for. It's nice golden color. I'm looking for crisp. Turn these over. Sometimes they're so hard to turn over. There we go. Nice golden color eggplant. All our ingredients are here and ready to go. Our sauce is here that we've been working on for around 45 minutes, from medium to low. Our eggplant is already coated and fried. We have our cheese here, and we have our mozzarella here as well, mozzarella cheese. So all we have to do is assemble. What I like to do, just to keep everything nice and moist, I like to add a little sauce on the bottom. Okay, we want to start with the big one. Thinking probably around 6 of them. Start with our sauce, eggplant. Then we want to dab a little bit of sauce right on top of these eggplants. We want to add our fresh mozzarella, around 1. Now that we have our fresh mozzarella, we want to go ahead and add a second piece on top. So moving on to our second part of our meal, right, which is just vegetables. We have some broccoli rabe right here, which is going to be perfect with this. And what's going to be, it's going to create such nice balance, and it's going to have a beautiful color on it. Let's get started with this anyway. All right. We also have some garlic. We're going to start with this garlic. I don't have my chef knife with me that I usually have, so we're gonna work with this, all right? What we're gonna do, we're gonna cut this off, cut the end, right? And we wanna peel it. You could do 2 ways. You could just go like this, and it's all out, see? Then you don't gotta worry about all the extra step. Just like that, all out. Take the skin right off. See that? After we get all the skin off, what we're gonna do, we're gonna dice it up. So you can just put it together, and you know, I don't really just looking for the flavor, because we want that flavor to sunk right in. I got this pot over there, and it's not typically the Italian way to add butter to your broccoli rabe. It's usually olive oil, all right? But you know what happened? We're gonna switch it up. So wherever it's hot, as you can see, it's hot. And take a little butter, around that much. Just gonna let it go in there. Turn it down while we clean our broccoli rabe. Take your broccoli rabe, you always want to cut this little part off. Let's cut more. This piece, garbage. Grab some water here. I'm gonna clean them in that. I like all my vegetables. I don't throw any unless it's the really bad part. Right? So this little bit of garlic right here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna saute it in this oil. We're gonna throw it in so it could basically what we're trying to do, we're trying to create flavor. Alright? I'm gonna add a little bit more butter on there. Take this out. We're going to take all the excessive amount of water off it. We're going to throw it right in there. This shouldn't take long. We want to keep everything fresh still. We want to keep the color green. We want to keep all that good fiber, the nutrients and everything. So we want to keep everything nice and green. We don't want to cook the vegetables out. Next we're going to do, I like to add a little extra garlic on mine because I love garlic. So I add a little bit on top. A little salt. Sea salt. It's not a lot coming out, but you can usually try it at the end, and then you can add more at the end if needed. And finally, we don't want to do too much of this because we want to keep the vegetable. A little pepper. Let's turn this up a little bit more. Once you see it starting to wilt, that's when you know the color is starting to cook. Now that our meal is basically complete, our next step is to plate it, make it look beautiful. A lot of people eat with their eyes, all right? We have our sauce here, and we're gonna start with our sauce by dabbing a little bit on the plate. And this is where our eggplant is gonna go, right? We're gonna smear it. See that? Just like that. Follow me. We're gonna take our broccoli wrap, which is now complete, right? And we're gonna put it right here. All right. We're gonna take our eggplant. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And we're gonna put it right here. Sometimes you gotta kind of fix that up a little bit. All right. It's important you get this plate. We got this beautiful plate here. We got to clean our plate, guys. All right. So we want to get, in order for you to get a perfect plate, you got to make sure everything is nice and aligned. Everything should be aligned with each other. So it creates like a melody. Beautiful plate. Guys, that's all we have for today. Beautiful eggplant parm. Only thing we have left to do now is to dig in. Let's try it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So delicious, guys. You have to try this. Very good. Very good. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't liked and subscribed to my channel already, please do. You don't want to miss these recipes and these dishes. All right? Thank you.